Hello, my name is Dr. Dan Wedding, and this is DrWedding VB17, text-to-speech using SAPI, the Speech API. API stands for Application Programming Interface. SAPI is a speech API, or Speech Application Programming Interface. SAPI is included in the Windows operating system, and it allows you to have your program say what you type. It can do more, but this video is going to focus in on simple text-to-speech. You can access SAPI in Windows from inside of your program. First, you must declare a SAPI variable. Two different methods to declare the variable are shown below. You can make your SAPI variable say what you type using .speak. Speak takes one or two parameters. The first parameter is the text you want spoken. The second parameter is optional. It is the audio play mode. If you leave this parameter blank, it defaults to wait to complete. But you can include it and change it to background. Examples of using .speak are shown below. If the speech is set to background, you can pause and resume the speaking. The commands are obvious, and they are shown below. Some speech properties can be changed. Some common properties are the voice, the rate, and the volume. There are more properties, but these are the most common. Examples of these three properties are shown below. The best way to learn how to do this is through examples. I've opened up a new project named VB17. First, let's start with declaring the variables. There are two different ways the variables can be declared. The first method uses one line of code. The second method uses 2 lines. The second method is usually what I would show a beginner. That's because they're used to seeing the dim variable name as type. So dim mySAPI2 as object looks familiar. Then inside of form load, we can assign it a value. However, if I was actually writing this program, I would probably use method 1, which combines these two commands into one. It doesn't matter which method you use as long as the variable is global. You'll see that mySAPI1 and mySAPI2 are both global. They're declared outside of the subroutines, but inside of the class. Because it doesn't matter which way I declare the variable, I'm going to erase method 2 and stick with method 1. Let's use the speak method first and have it say something inside of form load. Let's run the program and see what happens.
Welcome to the machine.
Getting your program to speak is that easy. Let's play with some of the properties so that you can get a better idea of what you can customize. The first property I'm going to play with is the voice. There is a male and a female voice in Windows 11. You can also install more voices. Let's run a test and see which voices are installed currently. I'm going to go back to the form. I'm going to add a button and a text box. The different voices are stored in an array named item. Therefore, we can step through the voices by putting this inside of a loop and making the loop index match the array index. First, I get a variable for the loop index, and I create a loop that will go from 0 to 25. Now I'm going to step through the voices one at a time. This command will get the voices one at a time and assign them to the voice property of my variable. Next, I can hear what it sounds like by having it say something. First, I used SAPI to say, this is my new voice and it is item number. If I want SAPI to say a variable, I can add it to the string with the ampersand. However, the variable has to be converted to a string. That's why I used I.toString. I also made this wait to complete. I did this because I didn't want the for loop to run in the background. It would run from 0 to 25 and finish the loop before the first speak command had finished running. Now I need to put this inside of a try-catch. If an item doesn't exist and I try to copy it into voice, the program will crash. I'm also going to write the text to the text box that lets me know which voices are valid. If they're invalid, the catch will be tripped and nothing will be printed to the text box. Let's run this voice test and see what happens.
Welcome to the machine.
When I run the voice test, the loop will run, and one by one, the voices will be tested. Valid ones will show up on the text box and you'll hear them. Invalid ones will cause the catch to trip and nothing will happen.
This is my new voice. It is item number 0.
This is my new voice. It is item number 1.
This is my new voice. It is item number 2.
I only have 3 voices installed on my computer. They're 0, 1, and 2. This is an easy way to see which voices are installed on your computer and what number they are. Next, we'll check the rate, or the speed that the computer can speak. Rate is an integer value that goes between -10 at the slowest and +10 at the fastest. Again, just like before, we'll do a SAPI speak and put it inside of a for loop. The for loop will start at -10 and go up to 10, so you can hear the speed or the rate increase. First, I'm going to need to add another button. And we'll open up this subroutine. And we'll follow the same format that we followed with the voice test. We'll create a variable, start a for loop, and put the speak example inside of it. I've added comments to the previous subroutine, and I've written the new subroutine, including comments. The speed rate is a little monotonous at the beginning when the speech is very slow. However, it will give you a good idea of how the speech will change as you change the rate. Let's run the program and test the rate.
Welcome to the machine.
When I press this button, this subroutine is going to run. The rate will change from -10 to 10.
I am talking at speed -10. I am talking at speed -9. I am talking at speed -8. I am talking at speed -7. I am talking at speed -6. I am talking at speed -5. I am talking at speed -4. I am talking at speed -3. I am talking at speed -2. I am talking at speed -1. I am talking at speed 0. I am talking at speed 1. I am talking at speed 2. I am talking at speed 3.
I am talking at speed 4. I am talking at speed 5. I am talking at speed 6. I am talking at speed 7. I am talking at speed 8. I am talking at speed 9. I am talking at speed 10.
The last part I'm going to add to this program is a test which will allow me to add text to a text box and hit play, and it will read the text box out loud. I will add a pause and resume button as well as a slide bar for the volume. I have to go back to the program and start adding the components I'll need. I've added a text box and 3 buttons as well as a horizontal scroll bar. The horizontal scroll bar is new. When you select it, the property window shows up. The 4 main scroll bar properties that you need to understand are the max value, the min value, the large change value, and the value. The maximum value is the largest value the slide bar will generate. By default, it's 100, and coincidentally, that's what we want for the volume. The minimum is 0. That's the default for this scroll bar, and coincidentally, that's the minimum volume. The large change is how much the value will change as you move the bar. In this case, every time I move the bar, the value will change by 10. Just for fun, we'll make this one 5. And value is where the slide bar is now. By default, let's make this 75%. Just like any other object in Visual Basic, if I double-click on the object, a subroutine will open up. The subroutine is called when the scroll bar moves. As it moves, the scroll bar value will change between 0 and 100 in increments of 5. Every time the value updates, it will be copied into the volume property. My SAPI.volume is going to equal the horizontal scroll bar number 1 value. Next, I'm going to double click on play. Play will say whatever is in the second text box. I'm going to use background. This will allow the scroll bar to change the volume while it is speaking. It will also allow me to pause and restart the text. Pausing the text is very simple. And resuming the text is just as easy. Because I'm going to be altering the sound, I'm going to reset it when I hit the play button. That way, the scroll bar and the volume will match each other. Let's run this program and see what happens.
Welcome to the machine. Gentlemen may cry, peace, peace, but there is no peace. The war is actually begun. The next gale that sweeps from the north will bring to our ears the clash of resounding arms. Our brethren are already in the field. Why stand we here idle? What is it that gentlemen wish? What would they have? Is life so dear, or peace so sweet, as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery? Forbid it, Almighty God. I know not what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty or give me death.
I hope this example has helped you understand how to use the Speech API, or SAPI, and how to customize it using the properties. In review, the SAPI text-to-speech variable needs to be global so all of the subroutines can use it. There are 2 ways to declare and initialize it: a 1-line version and a 2-line version. Both versions are shown below. You can have the computer read the text using the SAPI variable and .speak. A second parameter, called audio play mode, lets the computer know if the sound should be in the background or if it should wait to complete. If the second parameter is left off, the default is wait to complete. Examples are shown below. The code below will test the first 25 voices and list the ones that are installed. Some of the standard properties are listed below. These will help you customize your program. A scroll bar can be used to change the rate and the volume. The key scroll bar properties are maximum, minimum, large change, and value. An example of the code that you would put in the scroll bar subroutine that would change the rate and the volume are shown below. If you find these videos useful, please like and subscribe. It is the only way I can continue to make these videos.